In this video, I discuss the current state of NFTs, where we are at the moment in terms of trends we're seeing, what I think would potentially do well this coming summer, and where you need to focus on if you're an investor or if you're looking to trade and flip NFTs. By the way, there's a lot going on as well with cryptocurrency, and I'll do an update in terms of technical analysis on that as well this week, because I think it could be a pivotal week for cryptocurrency, and you don't want to get this move wrong because it's the difference between catching a bottom when it comes to Ethereum, Bitcoin, and some of the altcoins, or potentially a falling knife, because if we are going into a recession, we could be moving into a much longer, more kind of protruded bear market. So guys, let's start with the current trending projects when it comes to NFTs and what I think is going to happen in the space. Now, I've spent a long time building our ecosystem, our community, our project, and taking the next steps. And one thing I've realized, especially going into the next few months, is because the conditions are a little bit more difficult, innovation is everything within the space. This is the time, it's much like the internet bubble. This is the time when the real projects that have a lot of value, good infrastructure, good teams, good management, they're the ones that will survive. And potentially, when you look back at this time in 6 months, 12 months, or even a couple of years from now, you'll see where it all started for these projects. And I'm hoping we will be one of those projects. But I do see a lot of others kind of disappearing from the space. And it's not really any surprise, to be honest with you. If they're duplicate projects, simple PFP projects, based on other kind of memes or themes even, then I don't see them doing very well for obvious reasons. And now is the time when the weaker projects will unfortunately be culled. And that's just normal market cycle. That's normal natural selection, human behavior, whatever you want to call it. And when we look through the top NFTs, when I looked through this list about 2 weeks ago, it's really interesting because I saw Goblins obviously doing well and it was trending. But then at that time with Goblins, there were all of these other projects whose names I'm not going to announce here on YouTube publicly, but it was crazy what the top 10 was. It was kind of scary what NFTs had become. And sometimes when you see stuff like that, it's almost like an indication that a market top is in place for NFTs. And that's exactly what happened. And we've had a decline since, and our volumes are low. We'll get onto the volume in just a minute. I mean, because Goblin Town is the OG, it's still there at number 19 and doing a lot of volume still. But everything else is to be expected, apart from our BAYC, which is currently trending at the moment. You can find out more on Twitter about that collection. But basically everything else is mostly kind of blue chip, and the popular NFTs when it comes to Solana as well, like Primates, for example, OK Bears, etc. And then obviously you've got Proof Collective as well, no surprise, Meebits, Doodles. So nothing massive going on. We've got Beans there with the Zuki as well, Psychedelics. So nothing out of the ordinary. The companies you'd expect to be there are there. And these are companies that are obviously going to stay here for the longer term. And the reason I can say that with a lot of confidence is regardless of what they're doing, what they're building, it's what they've proven already as a track record and also their volume. So clearly they've got enough coming into the kitty in terms of money so that they can continue to build and continue to work. And unfortunately, there will be a lot of projects who don't have anything coming in, and they were relying entirely on royalties to make all of this work. And that's not going to happen. That's a bad way to set up your business, unfortunately. So I see them failing. Now, when we actually have a look at the dashboard here to see where all the volume is actually going and what current volume is at the moment, as you can see, our BAYC is trending. But otherwise, you've got Zuki, Mutants, CloneX, Other Deed. So nothing massive here in terms of what you wouldn't expect. So these are all projects that always have a decent volume regardless of their floor price. We're looking at volume here in particular. Now, if you look at the 30-day volume here and you look at the last few days, and this is in ETH, by the way, obviously because ETH has been dropping, the dollar volume has actually been going down. But it's nice to see that since things have been quieter, it's been low volume, but generally consistent. It's dipping a bit. We've been getting like historic lows every day, like 6 month or 7 month lows. But generally there is still volume in the market and it's treading along. And especially if we can see Ethereum kind of stabilize or go sideways, as we have done in previous bear markets, where it's just in between a range, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world for NFTs, because there's some stability there. And remember, people who are buying it now, you have to think about it like this. You shouldn't think of it as who bought a Bored Ape back 6 months ago, or even more recent, like 3 months ago, and they're suddenly 30-40% down, you should think of it as people who are buying right now at these prices. Where will the price be in 2-3 months? Probably stable, maybe a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but there won't be any massive need for them to quickly kind of liquidate. And if you look at the general volume, so this is going back kind of a year, and we've got a number of sales here, and we've got sales in USD as well. Note that compared to historical levels, even though we're kind of going sideways, the volumes are a lot lower than they've been before, especially in terms of number of sales, but also obviously in dollar amounts as well. That's important to note. But these markets go through cycles, of course, and I don't see NFTs disappearing anytime soon, or Web3. I mean, this is the future. And if you look back at the internet bubble, and probably after that, many people were thinking the internet's just a bit of a fad. Some of these companies don't really have much going for them. Will we really be getting deliveries to our door, the next day from Amazon or something like that? And then look what happened with a lot of these kind of startups back then. So when you've got new technology coming in, sometimes it takes a while for people to kind of catch up to technology, or the market to kind of catch up, or sometimes the technology is too advanced that we kind of don't really need it now in everyday life. So it kind of needs to adjust. So I see that happening. So long term, I definitely see cryptocurrency in a continuing trending bull market, and also NFTs. However, these things go in cycles. And if we do see a big recession, especially in the US, then I am a little bit worried about the different marketplaces and cryptocurrency as well. But remember, a lot of the corrections already happened in things like Ethereum and stuff. We're already down 70%. So there's not much to go, because, the lowest corrections you've ever seen in something like Ethereum is probably 90%. So we're in that range now where, yes, we might go down 5 or 10%, up 5 or 10%, but a lot of the damage has already been done, if that makes sense. So in the coming weeks from me, you're definitely going to hear a lot more, especially when it comes to how do you trade NFTs during this time. Because there's still going to be a lot of opportunity as long as there's stability within the cryptocurrency market, more so than usual. That's all I mean, really. You're always going to get a massive amount of volatility. Now, we're due to launch our Wizard Gold Pass very, very shortly, and this is actually a free mint which we offered on Twitter. You can follow our Twitter accounts. They're in the link in the description below. But we're expanding and we're growing fast. And we've already got a Discord that's functioning really well with loads and loads of utility, including especially our alpha channels. Our analysts are doing a fantastic job running those. But this new pass is just in addition to what we're working on at the moment in terms of growing our brand. But with this Gold Pass, I've shared some of the utility there that people are going to receive. It's a massive amount of value. But more importantly, where I'm taking this, our project, and the direction we're going in is innovation. We're trying to change. We're trying to shake up what's going on within the NFT space, especially when it comes to NFT education, Web3 education. That's our main focus. And what we're also doing, we've got a branded YouTube channel called Wizard Pass, and I'll be sharing that very soon with you guys. Now, at the moment, there's only content there for our holders, and it's incredible content, like literally setup plays of NFT flips step by step, a lot of it live, literally live. You'll see how myself and our analysts set up trades on any collection, regardless, as long as it's a good amount of volume and everything ticks the boxes. And what we'll be doing very, very shortly is sharing some short form content on this channel for the public. So this is completely free for you to watch. And it's not only me, the entire team will be chipping in. And this is one of the things we're working on. This I think will be incredibly important, increasing awareness. Generally, not only how to make money flipping NFTs, but also how NFTs work, how to actually set up trades, how to set up your wallets, and how to stay safe within the NFT world. All of this stuff is something you have to learn. A lot of you watching already know a lot of this stuff over the last few months, but I'm sure you've made mistakes as well. But we always have beginners coming into the space. And this is all alongside working on our custom trading tool and our own PFP collection. But our PFP collection will be nothing like you've ever seen before. And again, this is due to my aim of moving away from aligning with the other collections within the space, a lot of whom I think will fail, unfortunately. Now, if you have any areas within the NFT space that you'd like answered, any particular questions, let us know. And what I'll try and do is do short videos on that on my channel as well, and also our branded Wizard Pass channel. But if you haven't already, make sure to join our Discord. We've got around, I think it's about 30,000 members in Discord at the moment. And in the public section, we do literally public AMAs. We've run about 3 or 4 this week, completely for free to all members of the public. There you can join. You can ask any questions you like from our community. And also you can ask questions of our experienced analysts as well. So I'll leave it there for now. Like I said, I'll do a cryptocurrency update very soon as well. Thanks for listening.